Isn't it fascinating how the moment you truly commit, everything shifts? How hesitation dissolves. The instant you decide, there's no turning back. Because now, right now, something powerful is happening. A realization, a recognition. Perhaps even something deeper than words, awakening you, unfolding, expanding. Because what is reality, if not the one that you choose to hold? And the stronger you hold it, the more the world has no choice but to align with it. Have you noticed the ones who influence, who shape, who command attention? They aren't the ones who seek approval, but the ones who own their presence, who create the certainty others are drawn into, effortlessly, magnetically. And maybe you're already beginning to notice how every challenge, every doubt, every question thrown your way, it only strengthens your conviction, because now, instead of fear, you find momentum. Instead of resistance, you find flow. Because the moment you double down, the moment you refuse to back away, the entire dynamic changes. You're no longer reacting, you're leading. Isn't that interesting? How the moment you stop questioning yourself, others stop questioning you. How power isn't found in force, but it's in the unshakable certainty that radiates from within you. Because conviction, it isn't something you prove, it's something you embody. And the more you lean into that, the more natural it feels, until before you even realize it, there's no effort, no hesitation, just being. Because this is what happens when you commit fully. You become the centre of gravity, the frame that others unconsciously accept, the presence that can't be ignored. And now you feel it, deep, undeniable. What happens next? When you own this space so fully that the world begins to move in rhythm with you. When you stop adapting and start directing. Because perhaps you've already realized that there was never anything to fear, only a decision waiting to be made. Now you've made it. What unfolds from here? Because isn't it interesting how the ones who shape the world, they never wait for permission. They don't hesitate. They don't second guess. They don't ask for reality to bend. They expect it. And maybe as you hear these words now, you're already feeling it, that shift inside, that deep certainty awakening, growing, locking into place, because after all, isn't it obvious? The power you hold, it's not in proving anything. It's not in explaining, justifying, or seeking agreement. It's in your ability to stand firm, to hold your reality so completely that others, whether they realize it or not, they begin to step inside it. And when you do that, something fascinating happens. People stop resisting. They stop questioning. Because deep down, people don't follow the loudest voice. They follow the most certain one. The one who doesn't flinch, who doesn't waver, who holds their world so solidly that others start to doubt their own doubts. And isn't that the real secret? That influence isn't about force, it's about gravity, about drawing others in without even trying. Because the moment you commit, fully, completely, something clicks, the hesitation disappears, the fear dissolves, and you step into a flow where everything just aligns, where reality bends to the one who refuses to break. And haven't you noticed? The more you own this truth, the more unstoppable you become. Because the moment you stop seeking validation, you become the one who gives it. The second you stop adapting to their frame, they start adjusting to yours. And now as you think about it, isn't it fascinating how much power was always there, just waiting to be claimed? How the only thing that ever stood in your way was the illusion that there was something to fear. Because now, as this realization sinks in, as it spreads through every fibre of your being, a new pattern emerges, a new way of moving, speaking, being. And once you've stepped into this, you never go back. So what happens now? Now that hesitation is no longer an option. Now that every challenge, every question, every moment of resistance, only fueled your certainty even more. Because after all, if not now, when? And if not you, who? Because it's fascinating, isn't it? How the moment you stop chasing approval, approval starts chasing you. How certainty itself is a force, a presence, a gravity that bends reality around it. Not through effort, but through being. Because the moment you commit, the more the world reflects that commitment back to you. And maybe as you hear this now, you're already feeling that shift deeper, stronger, more real than ever before. Because what happens when you become the authority in your own world? When doubt no longer holds weight, when hesitation dissolves before it even forms. You've seen it before, haven't you? Those who speak, and the world listens, not because they force it, but because they own their reality so completely, so effortlessly, that others simply fall into it. And isn't it obvious? The more you double down, the more unshakable you become, because doubt only exists in the space between knowing and acting. But when there's no space, when you step forward with absolute conviction, there's nothing left to resist. There's only flow, power, influence. And haven't you noticed? The moment you stop reacting, you start leading. The moment you stop waiting for a response, the world starts responding to you. And the stronger your frame, the less you need to defend it. Because it simply is. And the more people question you, the more they reveal their uncertainty, not yours. Isn't that interesting? That influence isn't about fighting for control, but about embodying it. That the ones who shape reality, they aren't the ones who convince, but the ones who command, not through force, but through unwavering presence. And now, as you feel that presence growing, expanding, strengthening within you, a question emerges: what happens next? Now the hesitation is gone. Now that you know deeply, undeniably, that your reality is the only one that matters. Because once you've seen this, once you've felt it, once it's become you, how could you ever go back?